Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Y'all, look where we are. Or more importantly, look where we aren't. We aren't in the car, oot and a boot. And it's Friday. I know. We don't have PT. Well, we don't have PT this week or next week, as y'all know, because this week Katie's out of town and next week is Thanksgiving. So we don't have to be oot and a boot on a Friday this week or next week. So I thought we'd just kind of chill at the house, hang out with the furry felons, and check in from here. So I tell you what, y'all go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. All right, so first of all, you might notice that that sketchy little felon back there, we only have one felon because the other felon went outside to do his business and scarpered off. So I need to listen for him to come back. He'll yap when he gets here for me to get up and go let him in because, you know, I'm trained. But anyway, so I'm not real comfortable yet, but I'll get comfortable. We'll settle in for a little chat once he comes back. But in the meantime, I thought I'd go ahead and catch y'all up on what's going on. So no PT, but I didn't bring it over here. I should have brought it to show you. I did get a TENS device. So I got one that, you know, you can get the ones that like there's the unit and the wires come out of the unit and you hook them up onto yourself. Well, I got a different kind that instead of like hooking it up to the little like box unit thing, it has little they're called power dots, and you stick that to yourself, and then the wires come out of that and you stick the wires to yourself. So that's what I got. It got here a couple of days ago. And the first day I did it a couple of times, and then yesterday I might have overdone it a bit, but I think I might be feeling better. So I've been zapping myself. And then, of course, I've been doing I've continued to do my stretchy physical therapy and riding the bike and all that. So all that's going well. And like I said, I won't see Katie for a couple of weeks. So I'm hoping between shocking the bejesus out of myself and continuing to do my PT and my yoga, I'm hoping to have made some serious gains. I hope to have won PT by the time I see her. But anyway, y'all don't judge me. Let me tell you what I did not win. So, do y'all know Fridays are my weigh-in day? Y'all are looking like over my head. Hang on. There we go. Do y'all know that Fridays are my Weight Watchers weigh-in day? They are. Today is Friday. I weigh in the morning. Like the very first thing I do is get out of the bed, strip down butt naked in the bathroom and weigh myself because I don't want to drink a drop of water. I don't want any additional anything for when I weigh myself. And in spite of all of that, y'all, today was not a happy weigh-in. And I know exactly why. Y'all know why. If you've been I'm going to give you a second. Yep, I heard you say it. Peanut butter. Yes. Y'all, I have a weakness for peanut butter, and I will go for the longest time not eating peanut butter, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm just going to eat a little bit of peanut butter, and I start off eating just a little bit of peanut butter, and then I'm like, oh, well, I haven't gained any weight. I can keep eating peanut butter. So, yeah, it's been a little while, and I know precisely what I need to do is I need to stop eating peanut butter. But I got to thinking about sort of the basics of not really dieting, but the basics of eating well and like trying to live a healthy lifestyle. And y'all, I do this thing from time to time. Like I just kind of go through this mental checklist of what things am I doing and what things am I not doing that I need to be doing. Because I don't know if y'all do this, but I get sloppy. Like I know the things that I need to be doing and I do many of them, but then I kind of edge off on the ones that I just don't want to do, like not eating peanut butter. But there are that's like super low hanging fruit, right? I can pick that one like from the ground without standing on my tiptoes. I can just pluck that one right down. Stop eating. Excuse me, there's that felon. Y'all hang on a second. All right, y'all, we have a full complement of felons. So now we can get down to business. So anyway, as I was saying, now I can get comfortable. The peanut butter, that's an easy one. Like I can knock that out. But I also kind of started thinking about other things that I either have been doing that I should not ought to be doing, or things that I have not been doing that I know I need to do. And some friends of mine are also trying to make better choices, eat healthier, just just kind of do better things for themselves. And they've asked me for some advice on like what kind of things they should be doing or what kind of changes they can make. And y'all, let me be super clear. And I say this often, but some folks might be new here. I am not a dietitian. I'm not a nothing. I am not a physical trainer. I am none of those things. I'm a dang school teacher. But I am interested in physical fitness. Daisy, come here. I'm talking to a deaf dog right now, just so you know. I'm interested in being fit, so I do read a lot about, lay down, about different ideas of what to do and what not to do. So what we talk about here is research-based, but y'all, I do not have a degree in this. So y'all are still, oh, you know what's happening here? Hang on. I feel like y'all were still looking over the back of my head. Now it's just worse, but whatever. Sorry about that. So anyway, what was I saying? Friends who have, oh yeah, so I'm none of those things. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a physical trainer, physical therapist, nothing. But I do try to eat healthy. I read articles. I do things. So I have some ideas. Now, these are the things that I do. I might say you need to or you should. What I mean is this is what I do. So don't get all like twisted, like I'm trying to tell you what to do. I'm just making suggestions and telling you what works for me. So I have made a list so that I can try to keep myself sort of on track. I know we know how that works, but let's just do this. Let's talk about some suggestions that I have for things that you can do, changes you can make to either get yourself on track, get yourself back on track, things that I do to help myself make good choices for eating. And y'all, the very first one is to plan and prep. Y'all know this, that I try to always have a plan about what I'm going to eat. And as much as I can, I try to prep ahead of time so that when I come rolling in hungry and tired, it is ready to go. Like I do overnight oats. So in the morning, I work early in the morning. I get up early, I work for a while, I work out, and then I am ready to eat. So when I come in off the bike hungry, y'all, like the last 45 minutes of my workout, I'm out there just thinking about how soon I can eat and what I'm going to eat. And I have like all of these plans. I'm going to make waffles. I'm going to eat sausage. I'm going to have all these things. And then I come rolling in and my overnight oats, like all of my stuff is ready to go. So I eat yogurt with thawed fruit and overnight oats and fresh fruit every morning because it's there and ready to go. If I did not have those things ready to go, I may well make super horrible choices and start my day off, first of all, with a belly full of trash. And secondly, I count points. So I might use up 20 of my 23 points first thing in the morning. I've been up for 5 hours by the time I eat, but I might use up 20 of my points right then and then eat like celery and carrots the rest of the day. So I plan what I'm going to eat and I prep stuff ahead of time. Now, when I say plan what I'm going to eat, I don't have like a list of every meal that I'm going to eat for the week, like written out and have all the stuff ready to go. But I do plan, like I have boxes of spring mix or a box of spring mix. I have chicken in a can. I have vegetables that I can cut up. I have Sara Lee Delightful bread with some low fat, like lean turkey, lean ham, lunch meat. So if I want to have a sandwich for lunch or I don't have time or just don't want to mess with eating a salad, because y'all, eating a salad takes a while. So if I just want to quick throw something down my face hole and go, I can make a sandwich with that Sara Lee Delightful bread and lean meat, throw some lettuce and tomato on there. I also have those in the fridge. I have those little Roma tomatoes so that to me that's one serving because I slice them up, cut up one slice for the felons, one slice for me. The rest of the slices go on the sandwich. Nothing left over to get mushy in the fridge. So I keep those around and I know that that's an easy, quick option for lunch if I don't want to mess with the salad. Otherwise, I use that spring mix, throw it in a bowl, chop it up with my kitchen scissors, throw in some lettuce, tomato, maybe some carrots if I'm feeling sassy. And I've been doing, this might also be something I need to look at, but y'all, I know it's the freaking, like I'm like, oh, maybe eating too much avocado is making me gain weight. Dude, you eat peanut butter off of a soup spoon. Seriously? And you think it's avocado? Y'all remember we did a video about, people had asked about Weight Watchers 0 point foods. And it kept coming up in the chat that even though there's 0 points, you have to be careful of calories. And finally I was like, look, ain't nobody here because they got overweight eating too many apples or too many carrots or too much celery. Those are the 0 point foods that we eat. So ain't nobody getting out like over their skis eating too many 0 point foods. I've not gained 3 pounds in a week and a half from eating too many avocados. But I do need to be careful because an ounce of avocado is a point. So because I've been eating, like I've gotten some beautiful avocados. So I take an avocado and mush it up and put that in my chicken in a can and use that in my salad. It is delicious. It is so filling. And then I use my homemade low-fat buttermilk dressing, which is 0 points for a tablespoon of Hidden Valley Ranch light dressing. So that's like 1 tablespoon for my dressing. How many ever tablespoons for all of that avocado? And then nothing else in my salad has any points. So that's a couple of points for lunch. But I'm already down a rabbit hole, y'all, and I have a list. But anyway, so I keep things like that around, and I plan to eat them, like to have that for lunch. Then for dinners, I keep lean meats around. I have ground turkey. Y'all know we keep the flash frozen fish in the freezer. We have flash frozen shrimp. Those are super easy to thaw and cook. So I just try to think ahead of time and think, what kind of things can I make quickly and easily for when I'm tired and hungry so that I can make good choices? And I try to keep those things on hand and not like Hungry Man Salisbury steak dinners or something like that, because y'all, that is a bad choice no matter how you slice it. So plan and prep. So I plan and prep ahead of time. Also, I try to eat a balanced diet. Now, lean protein is one of my absolute number one priorities. I try to eat protein every time I eat. So lean proteins like turkey, chicken, lentils, boiled eggs, lean dairy, like the eggs count as dairy. Eggs are dairy, right? Well, it's poultry. Anyway, lean dairy, like low fat or no fat cottage cheese, fat-free Greek yogurt, fat-free cheese. I keep all of those things around. This is not dairy. I know nut milk is not milk. I know, y'all, I know this, but I'm going to count it as dairy because it's almond milk. I use silk almond milk, and I use that for really all of my milk things because I don't mind the flavor of it. If you don't like the flavor of that, then just go with whatever, like the lowest percentage fat milk you like that you like or you can tolerate. And if it's 2% or I don't even know what the milk percent fats are anymore, but if it's 2% or 5%, just go with that and count the calories or the points or whatever you're counting. But that's still better than some other choices. So lean protein is a great way to sort of fill yourself up a bit and level out your blood sugar without getting a whole bunch of bad fat and calories and all the stuff we're trying to avoid. And beans and lentils, right? Y'all, I keep saying I need to figure out lentils. I'm going to figure out lentils one day. But anyway, so that's protein. Also, I try to eat a fruit or veg with every meal. And if you kind of sort of broaden your thinking on fruits and veggies, I think it's easier, like on a sandwich, lettuce and tomato on a sandwich, that's veggies. Breakfast, for me, fruit at breakfast is easier. Like I eat fruit at breakfast all the time. But here's the point behind that is fiber. It's good to have fiber in your diet. So fruit and vegetables, really high in fiber. So if you can add a fruit and or a veg to every meal, it brings in fiber and it's filling, low cal, low points, or no points, depending on what you're eating. So try to add fruits and veg to every meal. And y'all, I think fruit makes a great snack. And if you've got a sweet tooth, you can maybe either satisfy your sweet tooth with some fruit or maybe stave off a craving. Maybe I'm outside my mind, and maybe like if you've got like a legit sweet tooth, fruit isn't going to touch it, but it's worth a shot. So fruit, think about adding fruit and veggies to your meals. Along with that, speaking of fiber, whole grains. So look for whole grains in your ingredient list. Whole grains and whole wheat are a great source of fiber, and foods that contain whole grains and whole wheat are going to tend to be healthier and hopefully have fewer fillers and fewer of the other unhealthy things that we're avoiding than foods that have like processed grains in them. So we talked about lean protein. I'm going to get lit up for this, but y'all try to avoid unhealthy fats like saturated fats, which y'all come at me. A lot of red meats have a lot of saturated fat. So you don't have to cut it out altogether, but try to reduce it and definitely reduce processed meat. So like sausage, your lunch meats, try to get less processed meats if you can. And avoid the fats that you find in other animal products like butter, like full fat cheese, the milk fat. So like not, I almost said lean milk. It's not lean milk, it's skim milk. Like non-skim milk, try to avoid those fats if you can. Lean milk, I just made up something. All right, so we're increasing lean protein, fruits and veg, whole grains, reducing unhealthy fat. Try to cut down, try not to overdo salt. I guess I can't say try to cut down your salt intake because I don't bother messing with my salt intake because I just don't eat a lot of salt. And when I'm working out hard, which I haven't been because I'm on the injured reserve, but when I'm working out a lot and I'm sweating and I'm glowing a lot because ladies glow, men sweat, ladies glow. When I'm glowing a lot, I have to, like I drink those Noon or the Propel drinks, which that's just salt, y'all. So just try to be aware of your salt intake. Obviously, if you're working out a lot, you need that sodium, but just be aware of your salt intake, y'all. Did we talk about water? Drink more water. I keep saying drink more. I don't know what y'all, I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know what you're doing. Try to be mindful that you're drinking enough water. And I have said this, I have heard this. A friend of mine said it on her show this morning. Or yesterday morning, I guess, don't drink your calories. So water obviously ain't got no calories. There are lots of drinks out there that you can drink that do not have calories. And there are also good options that don't have artificial sweetener. So if you're trying to avoid artificial sweetener, you can find 0-calorie drinks with sugar derivatives. Now, if you're trying to avoid the sugar derivatives, just drink water. But be mindful of what you're drinking. But there are some really good, like tea. I drink hot tea and coffee all the time. I want some hot tea right now, as a matter of fact, but the tea that I want has caffeine and it makes me talk too fast. So I have to finish visiting with y'all and then I can have me some tea. So black coffee, tea, water. There are lots of sparkling waters, like flavored sparkling waters out there that you can get. And again, there are the sweetened ones that are sweetened with stevia, zevia, whatever that is. That's 0 calories, but it's not artificial sweetener. So have a look at those, drink more water, and don't be drinking your calories. Now, I got like off track on my list because I wanted to talk about water, but that whole don't drink your calories was further down my list. So be mindful of what you're drinking. Oh, going back to the whole, now I just like took us back to the beginning of the list, the whole planning thing. Think about like plan what you're going to drink. And again, I don't mean like sit down and write out like on Thursday, I'm going to drink a Propel Purple because I'm going to blah, blah. Stop it. That's not what I mean. What I mean is just have in mind some drinks that you can drink and have them on hand. Like if you're at work and there's a Coke machine and you know in the afternoon that you need a pick-me-up, have some other options there that you can drink to keep you away from that Coke machine. Because y'all, I know, trust me, I know. So just try to plan to have good choices around or to have good options around to help yourself make better choices and to avoid temptations. Like peanut butter. I know. Y'all feel free. When you feel like I'm getting all high and mighty, just yell, like peanut butter. I know, I hear you. All right, let's move on. So we're going to drink more water, make better drinking choices, and this is a biggie. Y'all eat. I'm lecturing now. I try to be mindful when I'm eating. And y'all, this can be super difficult because we're all so busy and you've got so much going on that Often we multitask, right? Like you're just throwing food down your gullet while you're grading papers, or while you're driving somewhere, or while you're listening on a Zoom call or something. You're just shoving down what you have to eat while you have a minute to do it. And obviously there are times where that is your only option, but try to be mindful about your eating. If you can get away from your desk and not eat while you're sitting there working, do that. Don't eat sitting on the couch watching TV. Get up and go sit at the table so that you're not eating mindlessly, so that you're thinking about what you're eating. You realize when you get hungry. No, you realize when you get full and you stop eating. If you snack mindlessly, and y'all know, this is one of my absolute, like I will eat an entire bag of whatever it is, especially if it's like crunchy and salty. I'll eat the whole bag without even thinking about it. So, and we've talked about this before, and this is why, well, one of the reasons we're sitting here is because I wanted to sit with the felons. But I didn't want to be in the kitchen and be dragging stuff out and talk about all the things we've already talked about. But I will snack mindlessly. So I have little snack bags that I put like almonds, right? I put 9 almonds in a bag because that's 1 point. So I will eat those 9 almonds. And then if I want more, I will grab another bag and eat 9 more almonds. But at least I'm mindful of the fact that I've eaten 1 point and I'm going to eat another point. And maybe I'll eat 90 almonds and that's 10 points. Did y'all see that quick math there? Hang on, just sit and be in awe of that quick math for a second. But at least I'm mindful of the fact that I've opened 10 bags, so I know that's 10 points. And y'all, if you want to eat 90 almonds, by Godfrey, eat your 90 almonds, but just be mindful of it and just like account for it. Like whatever your tracking thing is, just track it. So if you are a mindful snacker, maybe try to do that. Like maybe put your snacks into whatever serving size it is. Like some of mine I do like in a little like 3-point bag, but I know that it's 3 points. So then again, I eat 3 points of what, like the little, like, they're not Triscuits. What are they? Wheat Thins, little like lower fat, whatever they are, Wheat Thins. I'll eat 3 points of those. And then if I want more, I'll eat another 3 points. Now, to me, the risk of that is that, to me, that thing is a serving size. So if I bust it open, I'm going to eat it. So if I eat 1 pack and then I eat like 2 in another one and I'm like, well, I'm counting the points, I'm going to eat the thing. I know that that is disordered thinking, but I know that that's how I think. So I think twice before I open a second package. I know that's crazy. I can't believe I just told you all that. But anyway, just be aware that, especially if you struggle at all with that kind of thinking, just be aware. That's all. Just be aware. So anyway, another thing that I do is, if I'm like reading, Lord have mercy, I will sit and just like mindlessly. So I eat popcorn while I'm reading. Like we have like the bar counter over there, and I'll sit there with my Kindle and I'll sit and I'll just shovel popcorn in my mouth, because I make microwave popcorn, which is 0 points. It's literally just blown up corn. So I will eat a thing of popcorn, and if I want some more, and I always want some more, I'll get up and make another thing of popcorn and just keep eating. So if you know that you are snacky, if you know that you are doing something that makes you want to snack, maybe think about harm reduction, right? Think about snacks that work into that sort of mold, right? Snacks that are low points, low calories, that you can eat a bunch of and not like ruin your day, not blow up your diet for the day. So be mindful of your snacks, whatever that looks like for you. Either like put your snacks in manageable serving sizes, or eat. Folks say that plain popcorn tastes like cardboard. I love plain popcorn, so I must like cardboard. So just like eat cardboard for your snack. If you know that you are the type that will sit there and just eat and eat and eat, which I am, I will eat like, we've talked about this before. I have this little, I will put it right here. I have this little microwave popcorn popper from the Walmart, and I don't know if that's supposed to be a serving size. I think it's 3/4 of a cup of popcorn, of unpopped kernels that go in there. But it pops up perfectly, and I'll eat like 3 of those while I'm sitting there reading. I don't know if that's supposed to be like one human serving size. I don't know. I don't care, because it's 0 points. So just manage your snacking mindfully. And y'all, my final thing, and this is the other thing that I haven't been doing because I've been eating peanut butter off of I was going to say serving spoon. It's really not a serving spoon. It's a soup spoon, but that's bad enough, is track your So earlier I was going to talk about setting goals, but then I said, let's talk about that at the end. So track your progress. I feel like it's imperative for me I have to have goals. Like right now, I'm working on an annual goal of doubling the Peloton. Like Peloton has this annual goal thing, and I'm working on doubling that, which I just realized like the other day I was looking at my minutes. I was like, oh, I've reached that goal, but like doing that. And then there are other goals like within the months that I do. So, and I can track that on the Peloton app. So I don't have to do anything about that, but I'm on Weight Watchers, and I try to stay within my 23 points a day on Weight Watchers. So I don't really have a weight goal, but if I work out like I do and I stay within my 23 points, the weight thing takes care of itself. So, which I haven't been. I know y'all yelling peanut butter, but the peanut butter, I know, I hear you. I clearly have not been tracking my points because peanut butter. So track your progress, track whatever you're tracking. If it's calories, track that. If it's points, track that. Because y'all, a couple of things. One, it keeps you honest. And two, for me, if I don't write things down, I will blow them completely out of proportion in my brain, and it will just haunt me. But then if I can write it down and quantify what it is, then I can deal with it. Even if it's not eating popcorn, but even if it's like I made a hamburger for the intern last night. I didn't eat hamburger, but I made the intern a hamburger. And I didn't eat it because I was teaching and I had things to do last night. I didn't want to be that full. But if I had wanted to eat a hamburger, instead of being like, oh, it's, and it was actually lean, that's a bad example because it was lean meat. But anyway, if there's something that I'm making for the intern and I want to eat it, I just count the points and then figure out, where it fits in my daily budget of points. And if I need to do a little more workout, I do a little more workout. But if I don't do that, then I'm like, oh my Lord, it's cheese and it's chicken and it's got some bread and it's probably 42 points and it's going to take me all week and it's like 19 points, or it's like, 7 something. It's like some normal number of points. Or even if it is 42 points, so what? You get extra points for a reason. So for me, if I don't quantify things, I blow them out of proportion and I just let them haunt me. And you know what? If you eat a piece of chocolate cake, so what? So freaking what? Unless you have actual health issues and it actually is going to make you sick or kill you, move on. Like you ate the chocolate cake, move on. And again, quantifying those things for me anyway helps me to do that. So set some goals and then track your progress on those goals. And if you've never, I'm a special ed teacher, so one of the things that we take class after class after class in school about is setting goals. Knowing how to set a good goal, I think, makes things easier. So if you have no idea how to do this, a SMART goal, SMART, is a good way to start anyway. So a SMART goal is specific. So here's how I think of it. If I were to tell my goal to the intern and it's something he knew nothing about, he would be able to understand it. So it's specific, SM, measurable, but you have to be able to measure your goal or measure your progress, or it's just something you talk about, right? SMA, achievable. There is no point in making goals that you cannot achieve. Relevant, it's got to be relevant to you. It has to matter to you. A goal of giving up giving up alcohol. A goal of giving up alcohol would not matter to me at all because I drink very little. So if a group of my friends were like, oh, let's all give up alcohol, I'd be like, okay, sure, let's give up alcohol. My one drink a week I'm not going to have. So that is not a relevant goal for me. But apparently giving up peanut butter is a little bit bigger. So anyway, it must be relevant for you. And T is time bound. Y'all, you can't just be like, okay, well, I'm going to lose those 5 pounds at some point, or I'm going to, quit smoking, Starsky knew. At some point I will quit smoking, but this is not that point. It needs to be, you need to give your, set parameters. And busted on my friend Starsky New, whom I adore, who is working on getting healthy. And once he does some things, he's going to quit smoking. So your time binding doesn't necessarily have to be like by December 31st, I'm going to XYZ, but you can say, first I'm going to get my eating under control, then I'm going to start working out, and then I'm going to do something else, and then I'm going to quit smoking, right? So that can be your, like, you can make that, like, that can be your temporal arrangement, right? But yeah, you've got to put some sort of limitation on it, or again, it's just something that you talk about. So make yourself some good goals. If you don't know how to do it, just Google SMART goals. And there's all kinds of things out there to help you make SMART goals. And y'all, I think that is my whole list. So my next goal is to get up off this couch. I'm going to do something. I rode earlier, but I want to move around some. So I'm going to do some yoga, lift some weights, do something. And then y'all know we're going to get in the kitchen. So let me do that. And I will meet y'all over there and we will make something. All right. So let me work out and I'll meet you guys in the kitchen.
Another year for the hopeless dreamers, stepping across the Milky Way like stones in a river. The city was frozen, so we went north. January came in the night like a woman scorned. We welcomed her in with a fire in the forest. So stay a while, warm your hands, we're all on our way to coming around again, coming around again. Flower curtains in a yellow room, trees stand naked in a sky set loose, eating breakfast in bed, breaking all the rules. The future came with the new year, stars in the rearview mirror.
All right, y'all, that's all done. Let's make some snacks. Did I tell y'all that I wanted to make these last week, but that after we made all those breakfast bowls and I ate, half a dozen eggs, I was full. So we just kind of never made it around to these. Plus, they didn't really most of them didn't make a whole lot of sense with our whole like breakfast theme last week. But this week, we ain't got no theme. So let's do this. The first thing I want to make is a low-fat mug cake. And y'all quit laughing because I know we tried this before, but this one's better and it's going to be good. So here's what you do. So I started off, I already measured out some stuff. I got 2 tablespoons of self-rising flour, 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, a pinch of salt. Now I'm going to add so that was 2 tablespoons of self-rising flour. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon. You can use sugar. Y'all know I'm not using sugar. I'm using that Splenda monk fruit sweetener that I like, but you can use whatever your sweetener of choice is. So it's a tablespoon of sweetener, 2 or 3 teaspoons of unsweet cocoa powder. Y'all know just that plain old like Hershey's cocoa powder that we use in our 1-point brownie, like 1-bite brownies. That. You can do 3 teaspoons, which of course is a tablespoon, if you want it a little chocolatier. But y'all, when I did this before, I think I used like a super chocolatey chocolate, and I think that was part of the problem. So I'm just using regular chocolate, and I did 2 teaspoons instead of 3. Now, this is going to add more points than I want, but it's what I have, so it's what I'm using. You use a teaspoon of melted butter. Now you can use whatever like low-fat butter, whatever you have. I just have plain old butter because I don't usually use butter. It's the intern that uses the butter. Thus, I don't have any kind of like light variety of butter. You can also use coconut oil, but again, I think maybe I did that last time too, and it wasn't delicious, and I really want to like this. So I just went with the butter. So this is going to be 5 points, but it's going to be good, so y'all settle down. So just a teaspoon of butter, 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and y'all know I have the good vanilla because that's what I use in my breakfast. So 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract and 2 tablespoons of whatever it calls for almond milk, which is what I have, but whatever your milk of choice is, if you have skim milk or oat milk or whatever your weird milk is, my weird milk is almond milk. So 2 tablespoons of that. Now, we're going to mix this all up. You can put in chocolate chips, but y'all know I ain't got no chocolate chips in the house because I am like a cockroach around sweet stuff. So if I had chocolate chips in the house, there would be no chocolate chips in the house. So we're just not putting in chocolate chips. They are, of course, optional. Now here is my quandary. You can throw this in a microwave-safe mug and microwave it for, I think it's like 40 seconds or something. And I know that's what you're supposed to do because the idea here is that you throw this together and it's like a quick yummy snack when you're craving chocolate or you're craving something sweet. It's like a quickie, low point. Well, I guess 5 points isn't really all that low, but you can knock out a bunch of the points if you don't go with like the full butter like I did. That butter, I think the 1 teaspoon of butter, y'all, was 2 points. I know I'm all up in y'all's face, sorry, but 2 points. So think about that if you're like putting just a little tiny bit of butter in this or that. Those little tiny bits of butter add up. I'm fussing at y'all because I just put a teaspoon of butter in this thing. Anyway, so the point of all of that was we can stick it in the microwave oven, and that's what I really should do, but I'm not gonna. Here's what I'm gonna do. You can either microwave it or you can legit bake it. And y'all, is this the cutest thing you've ever seen? Did I ever show y'all these? Probably not, because I've literally never once used them. And they are, look, it's still got the sticker on the bottom, which I can't get off. But I have 2 of them. The intern bought them for me for like Valentine's Day or something years and years ago. Because what do you ever make? Oh, I think it's coming off. I was thinking I was going to set this thing on fire in the stove or in the oven. But yeah, it's like legit for real La Creuset. So I'm about to drop this lid in my mug cake. So, but yeah, look how cute it is. Never once used it. You know, I have the pink heart-shaped one that I do use. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to bake this thing. Hang on. I'm going to spray it with Pam. I think I just sprayed my dog. And I'm going to scoop this in there. And I'm going to bake it at 350. It says 15 minutes. I know y'all can't see me scooping, sorry. And this is going super thin on the bottom of this thing. Wonder how that's going to work out. I don't know, we'll see. I'll keep a close eye on it. Maybe we're going to make a pancake, not a cupcake or muffin or whatever it's supposed to be. But I'm going to bake it at 350 for about 15 minutes. Look at that mess I just made, y'all. Seriously. But that's going to give us just enough time to make our other treats. So let me get this unstuck from my spatula. Let me put it in the oven and I'll be back. All right. I was a little bit excited about that. Y'all, I'm really excited about this because now we're going to make some 2-ingredient dough. And y'all know how I love this because my 2-ingredient dough turns into, is it a 4-ingredient dough? First, let's make the dough. I'm going to make 1/4 cup. So 4 tablespoons of and the 2 ingredients are just self-rising flour and non-fat plain Greek yogurt. So I'm going to make just the regular 2-ingredient one first. I don't know why I'm grabbing my milk when I need my Greek yogurt. So it's supposed to be equal parts. And y'all, I say this every single time that I'm going to gradually add the yogurt because I don't really do equal parts. I do a little bit less than equal parts. And if you add the yogurt too quickly, then you get in too much yogurt. and then you have to add more flour, and 1/4 of a cup of self-rising flour is 3 points. There's no points in the yogurt, so I don't have to measure the yogurt. I can just gradually add that, and y'all saw me measure my flour. So I'm going to make, with the just regular 2-ingredient dough, I'm going to make a bagel. I don't know, have we ever done that before? I know we've made a bunch of stuff, but usually I add more stuff to the dough. And so for the bagel, I'm kind of adding stuff, but not really. Y'all, I'm going to make what is it? I almost said everything but the kitchen sink, because I always call the bagel stuff that when that's not what it is. I'm going to make an everything bagel. I'm only going to make one because all I want to use is this 1/4 of a cup of flour, because I just don't want all those points. And y'all know I'm going to eat it. So I'm going to make one bagel with half of this. Then y'all know what I'm going to make. I'm going to mix the rest of this up and make funnel cake. There was something else I was going to make that was breakfasty. I was going to make it. No, I think it was just a bagel. I think I was just going to make a bagel last week. All right, let me not overwork this dough while I'm sitting here talking with y'all. All right, so there's my half for the bagel. So I'm going to just set that aside. And I am not going to form these into things on camera, because y'all know I end up looking like a monkey with Play-Doh on his hands when I do that, because I am just an absolute not good. Hang on, let me wash my hands. I do not know about that freaking cupcake thing, y'all. We'll see. I am nervously optimistic. I don't even know. I don't even know if that's, I don't know. We'll see. I want it to be good. I am hopeful. But remember when I made it before, I didn't like it. It was not nice. I don't know why. I think my tastes have changed enough that I'm going to like it this time. But whatever. All right, so I'm going to add just a tiny bit of vanilla. And I think when I did this before, I did the whole 1/4 of a cup with to just be the funnel cake one. And I think I did 2 tablespoons of sweetener. So I'm going to do that much sweetener. And we'll see what we get. We'll see what we get. Let me mush this up. I know y'all are like, Lord, that vanilla's all pulled. I know. I ain't scared. If you're scared, say you're scared, because I ain't scared. I mean, I'm a little scared. I'm more scared of that chocolate bundt cake thing, whatever it is that I'm making in the oven. All right, again, not going to overwork the dough. All right, so let me form these into things. I'm going to stick them in a 350-degree air fryer for, y'all, not long. It does not, as long as you think it's going to take, cut that in about half and keep an eye on it anyway, because it does not take long. So let me form these into something. I'm going to put some everything bagel seasoning on the plain one and see how that comes out. And I don't know, I'll be back in a minute and we'll try. You know what? I'll be back when everything comes out and we'll try everything together. All right, so y'all sit tight and I'll be back. All right, y'all, here's what we got. We got our little mug cake thing, and then I made one bagel. I was worried. I went ahead and put the seasoning on it. I was worried that the little seeds might burn, but I did it anyway. So we'll see how that goes. And I almost didn't swirl my funnel cake. Then I came to my senses and swirled my funnel cake. So let's start with these and give that thing time to cool off, and then we'll try that thing. So, all right, I'm going to start with the bagel because y'all know I love the funnel cake. So this again is just the plain old 2-ingredient dough, and then I put everything bagel seasoning on top. I actually used the Walmart one, and it's just called everything bagel. It's not I don't know, the Trader Joe's one is something else. It's like something about everything bagel, but it's not, but this is everything bagel. So, all right, let's try it. I never make just this dough anymore. I left it too thick, I think. I should have rolled it out a little bit more. I should not talk while I'm chewing, but that's still good. Even I thought it was going to be too gooey in the middle. It is a little bit gooey, but it's still good. It's exceptionally tasty with those seeds on it, and they did not burn. Maybe because I did them in the air fryer, so it cooked fast enough that they didn't have time to burn. But my funnel cake almost burnt. Because look, the funnel cake is thinner. So I needed to do them the same thickness, and I did not. That is a rookie mistake. I know better. But oh, that is still delicious. That just makes me happy. That just makes me happy. I made another bite of that. All right, it's mug cake time, y'all. So I baked it, because remember when I made the one before, it was that weird, like, baked in the microwave, like weird squishiness. So this like rose well. I thought as I was mixing the ingredients, like, why am I putting baking soda or baking powder, whatever it was, baking powder, into self-rising flour? It's what the recipe called for, so I did it. But I mean, it rose nicely, but I don't know. Anyway, let's try it and see what we get. So here's what's about to go in my face hole. I think it's cooled off enough now. It's better. It's still very, very, very chocolatey. And so before, I think I used like Ghirardelli chocolate or something, and I was like, oh, that's just too much chocolate. Like it was like a triple kind of chocolate. This is a bit doughy. I don't know if it might want to cook a little long. Y'all saw that happen. That might be why they have you put the extra leavening agent in it, because y'all, this is cooked all the way. I don't think we want to cook it any longer to try to get rid of that doughiness, but I wonder if that's why they have the extra leavening agent in it, to try to get some lift to it. I think I just don't like it. Like, I don't think there's any issue with the recipe. I just dumped it all over my counter. I'm glad it hit the counter, not the floor, so the felons aren't eating it. But I think it's just not for me, which is fine. I mean, Lord knows I'm not for everyone. Every recipe ain't for everybody. So I'm not going to finish that, because y'all, those are 5 points that I do not need. But I am going to finish my funnel cake and my bagel, because those are good. And that's only 3 points for that whole thing. So funnel cakes, of course, are a yeah. The bagel is a yeah. Now, again, I think I would roll this out thinner, but you know what? As it sits here, the middle is firming up a bit. Let me take one more bite of this thing. It was already tasty. And I know the point of the whole thing is like to be like a bagel, which is, they're supposed to be kind of thick and roundish. It's not bad, y'all. I mean, the taste is good. And for that bagel, like that little puck of a thing that I made would have been 1.5 points, right? Because it was it was 1/8 of a cup. I almost said 1/2 quarter of a cup. I know, y'all, stop it. But I think what I might do, and this is what I was going to do, but then I didn't. If I had done it last week, I was going to do this, but then I forgot until just now that I was going to do it. Roll them out instead of doing it in circles like you're supposed to do for a bagel. Roll it out into. That's the other thing I was going to do. I was going to do there's a cinnamon roll recipe with the 2-ingredient dough. We'll do that not today. We'll do that another day. And we'll do the bagels. That's what I was going to do. I was going to do sticks of cinnamon rolls and sticks of the bagels with the seeds on it. And I think that would be good for the bagels because it would be just a little bit less dense, like the shape of the thing. So I think it would cook a little bit. I mean, it would cook like this. And I wouldn't leave it in as long as I did this because everything would cook at the same rate. So that's another day. We will save that for another day. But we'll do cinnamon rolls and bagels for some kind of like breakfast 2-ingredient dough idea. That's what we're going to do. But for today, funnel cakes are a win. Bagels are a win. And the mug cake, just not for me. Not bad. It's not a loss. It's just not for me. So, y'all, who likes these mug cake things? I know somebody does. Y'all, let us know in the comments. Do you like the mug cakes? What am I doing wrong? Or do I just not like them? Like, is that what it's supposed to be like and I just don't like it? Let us know in the comments, and let us know your healthy eating tips. I know I gave you a bunch, but I'm sure I missed some, so let us know in the comments. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, we are most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.